Going on, everybody? The Iceman here on the Iceman's Return YouTube channel on this May 17th. Yes, been quite a while, a couple weeks since I did a video. Just been really busy. But last night's situation on Monday Night Raw, where earlier in the day, Sasha Banks and Naomi, the women's tag titles in the WWE, walked into John Laurinaitis, put their belts on the table, and walked out. They complained they didn't like their booking. They felt disrespected as the women tag champs, and it goes on. Now, here's the feeling from the Iceman, whether you agree with it or you don't. This isn't the first time Sasha Banks has walked out on the WWE. I believe it's like the third time that I can remember in recent years. She don't get her way. She doesn't come back. She no-shows. And of course, they find a way to bring her back and make her happy. And every time when she does come back, if she comes back without having a belt, she seems to get one. The WWE needs to put a stop to this little tantrum crap from some of these big stars, and I get it. I understand. You got the Roman Reigns of the world, you got the Seth Rollins, the Becky Lynches, the Charlottes, and Bayley, Sasha Banks, and AJ Styles, and all these people. But the bottom line is, you are employed by the WWE, and the bottom line is, it's part of your contract to do what the booking tells you to. Now, I can understand, say there's an instance here or an instance there, but Sasha's done this on multiple occasions, saying they're disrespected, saying they didn't like who they were going to face in a match. The only problem here was she brought in Naomi with her, and hear me out on this. Why do you think that? Because Naomi is married to an Uso, and the Usos and Roman Reigns right now have huge pull in the WWE. So if Sasha did this on her own, she's thinking, wow, I'm doing it again. What would the WWE decide to do to me? They're not going to do much of anything. In my opinion, strip them both of the titles and be on with it. Because you cannot have your wrestlers, your superstars, how big they may be, they cannot dictate to ownership how they're going to be booked. And yes, a lot of people will say in the past, we've seen it. John Cena had a lot of pull in the WWE. Randy Orton did. Triple H obviously did. But to me, enough is enough with Sasha Banks. Now, I'm a huge fan of Sasha. I always have been. But it's time. It's time for Vince McMahon and the WWE to say, guess what? We're suspended for 6 months. How do you like that? You got to do what you got to do. You can't let these people control you. Now, I read a recent post. Matt Cardona, who's now a champion down in NWA, stating he felt disrespected when he was pushed off in a wheelchair years ago. He said, I should have just gone in there and said, I've had enough. I'm not going to do this. But he didn't do it. And then CM Punk responds to Cardona stating, Why didn't you do it back then? Don't talk about it now. This was a number of years ago. You know, I'll give credit to Punk for saying that, even though there's other issues with myself and the fact CM Punk's going after Hangman Page double or nothing. But that has nothing to do with this. WWE needs to step up and say, hey, look, you're under contract with us. We do the booking. That's part of the deal, and it is part of the deal. When you sign a WWE contract, you're part of their scripted shows. And when you walk out, to me, you should be penalized for that. And with Sasha Banks doing this like the third time, make an example out of her. Yeah, you could say, well, we really need her. She's a huge draw, and I understand that. But if she gets away with it, down the line, there's going to be others that are going to try to do the same thing. Suspend Sasha, suspend Naomi, strip them of the belts, and have a tournament. Simple as that. You girls were going to main event Monday Night Raw last night, and you no-showed. And that, to me, is inexcusable for a live TV show. It put WWE in a tough situation. They'll always find a way to come out of it, but you really put the screws to them, Sasha and Naomi, and you need to be penalized for your actions. This is the Iceman on the Iceman's Return YouTube channel. Peace out on this Tuesday. Go Celtics versus Heat tonight. See y'all next time.